Today I've been thinking a lot about how folks love to talk about restoring tradition or getting the country back on track. But as a 38-year-old black man living in America, I've learned that tradition and progress ain't always built with us in mind. And a lot of time, the starting line was never meant for us at all. And that's why today, of course, I've been thinking about What to the Slave is the 4th of July by Frederick Douglass. It's been sitting heavy on me. It's been on my mind. I've watched his descendants read it today. I watched James Earl Jones read it today. I've just been seeing it everywhere, and it made me I pulled four of his sharpest lines that I want to share and offer some book recommendations through. The first quote is, "The blessings in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity is shared by you, not by me." Yeah. That makes me think about South to America by Imani Perry. In that work, Perry reminds us that the South isn't just a region, that it is in the fabric of American identity, that it is all of its good, all of its contradictions, that it's everything. And so we need to understand those layers before we kind of start projecting out and thinking about freedom first, right? And then on the fiction side, I would offer The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr., Samuel and Isaiah's love that they carve out while enslaved is indicative of black humanity's refusal to give up. Right. The second quote is, "This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn." That makes me think about Begin Again by Eddie Glaude. Baldwin's words echo through that book, showing how America has promised freedom with one hand and erased us, or is erasing us with the other, right? Because it's still kind of going on. And then I would say Freedom Dreams by Robin D.G. Kelly. That book is our refusal to accept mourning, but to look at other options. And it shows how black folks have always imagined themselves outside of grief and created new worlds without asking for permission. On the fiction side, I would say Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, because it talks about that ache of being hyper visible while being also invisible, and trying to figure out our way, while being in the hells of America, as they used to say. With the third quote, Douglass kind of strips the mask off completely and says, "The existence of slavery brands your republicanism as a sham, your humanity as a base pretense, and your Christianity as a lie." I would say That's How the Word Is Passed by Clint Smith. He walks us back through the plantations, prisons, and monuments, showing us in real time how America's lies are chiseled into stone, baked into policy, and kind of in plain sight. And I would say that Morrison's Beloved would be my fiction piece, because it reminds us that the lie never really leaves us, and that Seth's story is something that exists in the back of black memory, and the weight of that, the cost of that on our collective memory. And lastly, in the last quote, Douglass does not ask for light. He demands fire. He says, "For it is not light that is needed, but fire, not the gentle shower, but thunder." That's got to be the Homie Hours. That's got to be Philip B. Williams. It's got Black Fugivity, Conjure, Rebellion. It's the fire that Douglass is demanding here. This story is a story where freedom isn't politely negotiated. It's conjured. It's fought for across generations. All right. And then Moonrise over New Jessup by Jimmy Leminix. That's Thunder 2. It's what happens when black folks carve out their own sovereignty on their own terms. Quiet resistance with absolutely no permission needed or required. So yeah, this is my 4th of July offering. Just like Douglas, I'm still kind of wrestling with the contradiction of celebrating a freedom that we've never been fully given, while still believing in the fire of literature instead of the fireworks, I guess. Right? All right.
Peace.